You just saw what?
A picture of a cat that's inside a vodka bottle.
How the fuck did it fit in there?
Like, I don't know. No, because cats are liquid though, aren't they?
They
not for
can do stuff
vodka
like that, but it's quite possibly photoshopped if it's not a big enough opener.
It looks like quite a big opening.
Okay.
They're known for getting in
And
weird
it's a
jars and
kitten.
shit.
It's not like a cat. It's a kitten.
Aye.
But cats are liquid.
Yeah, cats fill up the space of whatever they're in. It's
They're liquids.
They're liquid.
This is a really bad start to the podcast.
That's a wet ass pussy. 3 weeks running.
Yes. So we'll mention WAP in the title again this week, and we'll get 1,000 horny Asians commenting on the
oh, is that
post.
why?
Yeah. So they're doing that. They're doing it on random other ones as well. But it's like the takeover the horny Asian bots, which is lit. I'm all for it.
I love it.
Was that I want a girlfriend, I want a boyfriend, or what was it?
I'm single, winky face, and it's like
That
the same role of a bust Asian woman on all 5 profiles. It's like, I have a weird feeling that these people don't exist.
I wonder.
Crazy. But I mean, I'm alright with that. It's comments and views, isn't it? Fuck it.
It's just one fat Asian man with like 40 fucking iPhones to a rack.
It's fucking lit. I love it.
Don't say rack.
But yeah. Rack. Big fat rack city bitch, rack city bitch, 10 new titties bitch. I don't know the words. Okay, you haven't guessed.
Yeah.
Surely fucking not.
Really?
Hello everyone, and welcome. Thank you ever so much for listening and joining us at the Unofficial Official Podcast. Again this week, the 3 amigos. We have Trouble Them All, which is myself. We have Alyx, or Eloise Music on YouTube. Oi. I love. The privileged one of the Fawk Chronicles.
The privilege is yours.
Certainly.
I want to head off by saying this week I'm a born again. I shall not be swearing anywhere near as much as I have been doing in previous podcasts. I'd like to apologise to Alex's father and any other of our older listeners, because listening back to the last couple of episodes on my headphones, I have developed a filthy and disgusting habit of using profane language for absolutely no reason whatsoever. So from this moment henceforth, I shall literally burn myself or cut myself if I do use profane language in any way, shape or form.
Don't do that!
Yep.
I don't fucking believe you.
I'm going to flagellate myself live on Poddy.
Oh, baby! Yeah, it's probably my influence. I swear a lot, especially when I'm tired.
You know what it is? It's really weird. Like, I don't swear half as much when I'm monetizables and other stuff. I was going to say other.
Yeah, it's
shizingle,
my influence, mate.
But
I
feel when I get dead comfy and we're just chatting shit. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Chatting shizingle.
Comes up. Right. Yeah, when I get dead comfy, I'll just start letting it slip and just sliding back on it. Just be Scottish.
See, it's so funny because my dad literally goes, I love the content on your podcast, but I can't get past the swearing.
Oh,
that is me. I guarantee that's me. There was one sentence where I literally used the F word 4 times in a sentence, and it was like a 5-word sentence.
Yeah. So I apologise, but I'm probably not going to change.
I apologise, but I'm also not going to change.
But you said, name it honestly. Like, listen back to I think it was the second last one. I was literally just like back. It was like, mate.
If you heard me in headset, you'd think, oh wow, he's swearing a lot, especially compared to the podcast. I actually don't swear as much because I'm actually making points and saying actual things in the podcast, whereas on headset, playing Smite, for instance, great game,
do we ever make points or say things?
It's like every 4th episode, something like that. Really lucky.
Don't think he make point good.
I swear pretty consistently. I think. Me swear consistently-ish.
Oh, what's going on, people? What's new? I've got a couple of things I want to say and that I'm proud of and happy about, but let's hear about your weeks and what's been going on, guys.
I have moved again. So.
God damn it, you're like a nomad.
I know.
Oh, nearly. You look like a flipping nomad, bro.
Put my blade away.
You big
Yes,
flitter.
so I'm now at university. As of yesterday. So I'm currently still surrounded by boxes and there's crap everywhere, and I don't have my mic set up yet, so I probably sound like shit.
It's pretty good. I like it.
Yeah, so I've moved in. I went to the bar last night. Priv was a bit worried about me. Sent a text like, "Are we doing the podcast later, Alyx? Because you are pushed." And I was like, "No, I'm good, mate. I'm in bed. I'm committed. I'm committed to this podcast." So I
do remember. Yeah, I do remember you saying specifically, "Don't worry, I'm on my way to bed. I'm going home early." And it was like, right, fair enough, kid. But then there's the other part of me that was like, I'm awake. It's 2 a.m. and I'm sober. If I was awake and it was 2 a.m. and I wasn't sober, are we going to still be doing it at 11s?
Do you know what's fun? I was the one that was late. Like, Alex, Priv were both like, "Yeah, we're ready to go. Can we get a link so we can record?" And I was like, "I'm just making coffee, guys, because I am a little tired boy."
Well, you shouldn't go to bed at 6 in the morning then, should you?
So
You know
anyway,
what,
how
Alex?
was it?
Fuck you! It was 5:30, okay?
Such language. How was your official student experience? Your first freshers drinking? Was there any icky mouth going on? Was there like loads of fighting? Was there
because of the
drugs?
Rona.
Was
Wearing
there
masks.
No, because there's the Rona.
the Rona?
So we all turned up, and you turn up in your group or whatever. So there was me and Sam and Amy, and we turned up, and they're like, "Is it just the 3 of you?" And we're like, "Yeah." So they put us at a table, and they're like, "You have to stay at this table the whole night."
Yeah.
Oh, wow, so much fun, so much interaction can be had. It's just like,
Yeah.
sit at this
Like, if
table.
you want to
could
go
have
to the
done this
toilet,
in
put
your
mask on.
house,
Like,
but sit at this table.
Yeah. So basically, there was like no drama going on. But I left at 11:30 or something because I'm committed to the podcast.
Yeah, I like this new excuse you've got. It's not because you were a lightweight. I'm committed. I was floored by 10 o'clock. I had to get home, but it's a podcast. No,
I was carried home at 11:30.
I've been up since 7 this morning, eating and getting over the hangover. But yes,
No, I actually woke up at 6 and I've been for a run and I've had breakfast and.
What? Don't shame me about not being able to go for a run because I'm a lazy sod.
Yeah, so it's been quite a good morning. But yeah, so there's a couple of people moving into my flat today. Very exciting.
Excellent.
And
Have some drinkies with them tonight. Yeah.
I will. Yeah, we're having a gin night, and then we're going out to the SU after we've had some gins.
So how many folk are in your flat?
4.
Right.
So you can only ever have 2 people visiting at once.
We're not allowed anyone, even from the same house. We're not allowed other people in our flat.
Oh, that's pretty fucking stinky.
Just for the
Is there at
first-
least like hallways you can congregate in?
Yeah, it's just for the first month,
Nice.
and then they'll like see what they think. But yeah, for the first month, we're not allowed to. People
Aye, okay, that's gonna get uploaded by. You got cameras outside your flat or something?
Yeah, there is security cameras, but
Wow.
yeah. So and even like so within our house, so I can't go to like another flat in the house. Technically.
Yeah, I do understand it. It's abiding by the.
So
the
you're
law and
totally
stuff.
getting
They
the
made it law as well,
genuine
did they
uni
not, in England?
experience.
Well, hopefully, like when things sort of like next
Yeah,
month,
we're not
when
there
we've
yet.
all kind of like quarantined, like not quarantined, but you know what I mean. Like we've all been together for a month, so like any Rona will hopefully have dissipated.
It's spread between you.
Yeah. Then maybe we can do the proper uni thing, but for the minute we can't.
Are your lectures online, or are you actually going to campus?
So I live on the campus anyway, but yeah. So we have virtual lectures, but we also have lectures that are in person. So I've got one on Monday morning.
Okay.
That is.
Are they going to be socially distanced? Because that'd be awkward if like you can't have people around in your flat, but here's a room full of other, snotty college students, and you have to sit shoulder to shoulder and cough on each other and touch each other.
I will let you know next week when I've been
Please
to a
do,
lecture.
'cause
I've not been yet, obviously.
It's It would seem counterproductive if they didn't do that.
Well, it's like,
If they said, yeah, just sit wherever you want, guys. Whatever, it's fine.
So we can we can't have people in our flat, but as a flat, we can go to the SU with anyone else in the whole uni.
This is all very confusing.
It is. It's very confusing. So yesterday,
If you were a
me, Sam, and Amy, none of us live in the same house. So we're all from different houses.
So if you want an after party, you're fucked, basically.
Basically.
Come back to mine, it's illegal. It's like, all right, sorry, God. Oh.
Yeah, and like they have.
I mean, what's this? Let's just going to encourage, like, obviously yourself, Alex, because you're a good person, but
I'm an
like
upstanding citizen. Yeah.
It's going to encourage pumping in the toilets.
Aye, in the streets, on the way home. If you just can't go back to each other's flats, then it's a case of, right, well, we better do something in the walk between the pub and the flat. Like, ooh, gross.
I mean, that would be a bit worrying.
Think of the pigeons, man. All that
bearing in mind,
plastic
so
floating around.
the SU is literally like a 2-minute walk from the halls. So,
Oh yeah, you'd be surprised. We could do 2 minutes and walking.
It was like hopscotch trying to go home, Alex, just like jumping over people. It's like, oh, they're all shagging. Oh, for God's sake, I need to hopscotch past
Hold
these.
on, this pavement seems awfully squishy and sexual. Oh wait, it's just people.
Why is it so moist? Somebody get a wet floor cone. Oh my gosh.
house pavement.
Yeah. Wet as sidewalk. But yeah, what's new, you? El Privilege?
What is the new me, mate? What is the new me? That'd be an easier question to ask.
But
Okay.
what isn't new with you, Priv?
Well, what is the new me? No, it's not an easier question to ask, is it? No, man, I've just been tinkering about. I've been playing that Spellbreaker on Thursday there for it's a new free-to-play, cross-play Battle Royale. You're basically a wee mage guy. It's so much better than regular Battle Royales, man, honestly. See, because it's no guns. See, because it's magic spells and they're kind of slow to cast.
That's
So
what
much
turns me
more
off.
relaxing and so much more. Like, I'm not sitting there tearing my hair out, losing. The graphics are awesome, the aesthetics awesome. I fell in love with it in one go on Thursday. Me and Tony were getting it big licks on it last night.
Nice.
I'm in love with it, and I really hope to do something else with it. Obviously, been prepping because we're going to be doing a monthly thing for Create Scotland. Myself and Tony are got hold of a future guest, a possible guest, a confirmed guest for next week on this show,
Yes.
Grant Grafter.
Big sexy boy.
And you and Cruiser Boy will be accompanying us for the first of our yet to be named. I've got a few names floating about for the show. I was thinking like
The official podcast.
well, we were joking about that. Yeah, I thought, but I was thinking more along the lines of like Tony Hendo's house party or Tony Hendo's kitchen party or late
like
night
that.
kitchen party with Tony and Priv or Priv and Tony. You know, something along the sort of lines.
Yeah.
So I've been studying OBS at the moment. I'm going to get a bunch of videos and stuff prepped and just daft comedy skits and stuff like sponsors and what have you. Obviously, we've been taking the monetizables on tour. We done that last Sunday in Create Scotland. It went well, but there was a couple of predictable incidents of younger pups jumping in the voice chat going, "I just a podcast. I'm on the podcast," which was like, right, you're kicked, go away. So that was fun. We're doing it in Indie Scots this Sunday, and it will actually be the last ever fully YouTubed video version of the podcast. As for then on, we're going to put the video version only in Patreon, and we'll just be putting up clips and Fawk for then on.
Okay.
Just because it's way better for our channel as a whole with the analytics.
Instead of becoming a podcast
channel.
Yeah. That's fair.
That makes sense.
Then on top of that, I've obviously been whittling away, trying to get some collabs on the go, but then Sturgeon's went in pretty much took a giant squat all over my plans. Thanks for that, Hen. We were due to go over to the Indie Scots headquarters and start making some content. I've had this show idea that I don't mind letting you know, but I think I've told you before, Troll, or let it slip. Basically, whose dungeon is it anyway? Like, whose line is it anyway? But literally in D&D kind of form. Loads of props, loads of just daft little D&D-esque scenarios and fun games relating to that. But as much as we could do that over Discord, I really want people to be able to interact in a room together to be able to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've also got
a better experience that way.
Yeah. And I've got Kingpin on the leash because he's off for 4 weeks. My mate, who we will make content with. Again, I had plans to get him over and get a bunch of stuff filmed together because he's a lot more. Shall we say we get high spirited when we're together, and we tend to hit the giggles a little more. Which the last time we'd done a bunch of TikToks. We never even recorded it. We just sat and watched a bunch of TikToks, and I was like, "This is way better than just 3 guys sitting trying to do commentary over TikToks." You know, it was just 3 years actual creasing ourselves. So I was hoping to do that, but we're going to have to wait and see. I think this whole double lockdown nonsense is starting. I'm not lying, it's starting to get to me, and it's starting to get to me in a way where I'm kind of getting to the borderline and being like, this is getting a bit.
My favourite thing is the UK government going, it's the young people's fault for going out too much. It's like, hold on a fucking minute, you had half price on all food and drink and were trying to bribe people into going out of their houses to eat in restaurants. Fuck off.
And open the pubs back up without any real fucking... Oh, hold on. Without any real concern for yourselves, for everyone else. It's just nonsense, man. And this is like, I'm certainly not here to sit and spread COVID fucking propaganda. Oh God, hold on, I'm getting angry again. Oh, right. I'm certainly not here to spread COVID propaganda or misinformation, but as I've mentioned on a couple other podcasts we spoke about before, is like, how are you going to blame the young people when the quote-unquote adults do not have their shiznizzle together, do not have their business together, don't have a coherent statement of what it is they want people to be doing. It's not a united front. The people who are in charge of making sure that our safety was in check, that this disease, this virus was not spreading across the nation. People who get paid a damn sight more than I have done a hell of a lot less thinking than anyone else would have paid in their position. And they can sit and argue, oh, it's because this person never done that, and oh, it's because this person never done that. Funny that. It's a good old pass the buck situation where no one's actually standing up and taking culpability and responsibility. And it's
a lot of finger pointing.
Really is.
It's just it's annoying. It's
you know
just gonna...
You finger point, Troll?
3 fingers point back at you, baby.
Well, I was going to say that finger that's extended smells a little bit more like Rona, but okay.
Yeah, man. Have you never heard the saying? Every time you point a finger, 3 fingers are pointing back at you. It's so wise. Mm-hmm. It's just so wise, you know? Because it is. Sage. If you've never done it, Alex, point. Your other 3 fingers point back at you. It's basically take a look inside, take a look at yourself, question what's going on with you, etc., etc.
But
if you're pointing and you're angry, it's probably because
that's what I've been up to anyway. So it's slowly but surely getting PO'd with that. So what about you?
Yeah,
you got some news?
Yes, I do. So I applied for and I think I might have mentioned it on the podcast before, but I applied for an overnight position. Better pay, less days total working, same amount of hours, but it just means that instead of doing like 5, it's 3 condensed days, which is pretty lit. Nice. So I got it, which is lit. So a technical promotion, which is nice. Cute. But it also means that... Oh. 1 second, we're having some technical difficulties. 1 sec. Let me do this quickly. We'll be back after this small technical intermission. So after some minor technical difficulties, we are back. as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by Alyx going, no, you know what? I don't want to hear this news. Fuck you. I'm going to break my shit. Yeah, so basically, long story short, I got a new job role. Paid more, working late, but it also means that we need to do a jiggery pokery of when the old podcast is recorded, as I will now be working till 7 in the morning when I do work, which means the sleep pattern I have just now is going to work, basically. So that's cool. It means I don't need to adjust too much, which is a nice little change. So I'm buzzing about that. As well as that, I bought a couple of Peep Show posters, which I'm fucking buzzing about. So I bought one. It's the Fight Club poster. Well, it's Mark holding the pink soap, but instead of Fight Club, it says Dobby Club. And then you've got Gerard behind them. So I'm fucking buzzing to get that. And I bought another one. It's a Instagram page I follow called Dobby Club. Where they've got another one where it's I can't remember the name. What's the name of the you know how the charts you get where it's like the circles that overlap?
Venn diagram.
A Venn diagram. That is literally a Venn diagram. So it's got 4 circles that all overlap. So it's man, and then van. So when the two men overlap, it's men. When the two vans overlap, it's van. And then when a man and a van overlaps, it's man with van. And then the very middle, it's men with van. It's so good, man. I was like, I like that a lot. I like that a huge amount. So I'm buzzing for that. You might have noticed I've taken a little break from streaming for now. I've got some kind of personal stuff going on. I'm trying to organise shit and that. And I'm like, I'm going to take a break from it and I'll get back once I'm back to the tippity top of the mountain. So it shouldn't be too long, couple of weeks ideally. But yeah, I'm planning on becoming a late night streamer because streaming during the day just isn't going to work because I will be asleep. So yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
You're planning on. It's like you kind of have no choice there, buddy.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be streaming before probably like 9-10 at night at the very very least, and even then, that's the very least. So we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it. So I'm gonna have to.
It's good, man. Happy for you because you get more time with the Mrs. Troll and the Babby Troll and what have you. And but do be warned, as someone who done night shift for 4 years and may or may not have let it drive him crazy. Don't do it for too long.
I can't promise it. See, the thing is, the main thing that drew me about it was I am naturally a night owl. Like naturally,
yes.
See if I'm off for 2 weeks, I'll fuck myself by staying up late.
But don't do it for too long. Trust me, it'll drive you. It doesn't matter because what ends up happening is your social life gets completely tossed upside down.
But you need to have a social life for that to happen.
Now how my life got tossed upside down, right? Excuse me, I had a very vibrant social life at the time.
I'm referring to me. I got one, baby.
But yeah, it can become an issue. Is all I'm saying. You know that. You know the issues involved in it. You're weighing them up. Yeah. We all do.
That's very true.
I've done it for 4 years, and by the end of 4 years, I may or may not have had to stop because I may or may not have been thinking about taking certain people out with instruments and stuff. So
yeah. I'm honestly for now I'm quite buzzing because it's all from home, so it means that I can just in the dead of night just be sitting down here chilling, and it's apparently quite quiet, which would be nice. So I can just sit and. Yeah, well, we discussed that. Me and Mrs. Cho discussed that, and she's like, why don't you just move into your wee office bit? And I was like, that's fair because it's very fucking cold in the garage, and especially with it coming up to winter. She's like, she was like, the only reason that you don't really use that area is because I'm there, but if you're doing night shift, I'm gonna be in bed. And I was like, do you know what? That is a fantastic point.
True.
I'm gonna do that. Absolutely. So yeah, so I've got a little week off coming up in like 2.5 weeks or so. So I'm gonna paint the room, organise it, get it all prepared.
You said this now. This is not gonna happen. I don't foresee it.
Yeah, probably not gonna happen. Yeah, I'll show you my posters though.
Please.
Men with Vin. But yeah, there's that. Other than that, all I've really been doing is I started playing Final Fantasy 14. I gave that a go.
Yeah, I just said.
It's very good. It's addictive. A couple of my mates played it like exclusively for about a year, and they're back into it with me. So they're kind of like a big driving force behind me playing it. So I'm playing it and like, yeah, we'll do dungeons and we'll do raids and shit. And I'm like, man, this is bad. I'm going to play this and nothing else for a while, I think. Oh, there's so many other games I want to play. But I'm enjoying it. So I might once I get back on the streaming thing, stream some of that. Because it's a good game to just chat shit to. So like you don't need to focus too much on it. There's a lot of kind of airy-fairy aether stories and that, and look, there's crystals and shit. Obviously it's Final Fantasy, there's always fucking crystals. So yeah, I might just stream a bit of that. Have people come in and be like, I don't really know what I'm doing with this game, guys. How's it going? Let's chat some shit. But yeah, other than that, live, laugh, love. You know,
I have
usual
a
vibes.
thing to talk about.
Okay, that's the thing.
I hit 150 subscribers, so I'm doing like a mini concert thing, and I'm quite excited.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I hate you because it's taken us 2 years to come up with 171 subscribers. Well done. No, well done, Pat. It's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do like a mini concert thing, and I've recorded 3/4 of it now.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
That's awesome.
And I've got a couple more things to record, and then I will be putting it on as like a YouTube premiere thing, I think it's called. Is that the right thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that. So it will be like kind of interactive.
Have you, I see you saying that, have you tested that ability? You have the capability to do that, yeah?
Yeah, so my internet here is pretty good.
No, but I mean the
Nice.
actual YouTube permissions, you can do that, yeah?
I should think so.
Yeah,
According to
double
Yanni,
check
I
that.
can.
Right,
Yanni,
cool,
I
that's
can.
fine. Yeah, I'll trust his
He does the techie things, I just
awesome
do the other
techitism, yeah. I remember I
if
think
not-
tried to do it once and it was like, no, you can't do it because you're going to have X amount of watch time or something. I was like, what the hell? But that was a while,
If
that
it-
was a long while ago.
If it doesn't work, you can't get it to work, give me a holler, because you could just stream the video,
Yeah.
which wouldn't be mega hard to do. You just need to do an OBS video, and then do a like video, not video capture, but a kind of file upload, and then when you start the stream, just click play, and that'll stream it, and then that'll save to your channel as well. People can rewatch it, which is pretty cute.
Cool. Okay.
If worst comes to worst, there is workarounds that we can work on with you.
I'm not going to be, because obviously I've literally just started uni, so it'll be like a couple of weeks before it actually like goes up and stuff, because I need to think about it and get it sorted.
Education is no excuse.
But yeah, I'm quite excited about it, because obviously I didn't really want to, like, I wasn't really comfortable with like streaming live. Didn't really want to do that. So I was like,
Yeah, so this is a really smart way of getting around that. That definitely.
yeah, because I kind of
It's a
want
good
to do
middle ground, I like that.
an interactive thing, but without like having to talk on the camera.
Perform and talk. Yeah, I like that. That's it's clever. It's a very, very clever workaround. A lot of time for that.
And it means I can sing all the theatre songs that I've wanted to sing but don't suit my channel vibe, and I'm so excited about it.
Yeah, that's lit. That is lit. I love that shit. Yeah, I watched Coco last weekend on Saturday, actually, after we did the podcast. It was a little bit rough. That is a fantastic movie. If you've never watched it, watch it. I cried at the end like a baby. Like literally, I was lying on the couch holding little baby troll, cuddling and watching it, and just tears streaming down my face. And I was like, come on, man, I'm going to pretend I'm not crying so my wife doesn't see.
Right, what's Coco about? What is this? I've
so
heard people saying
Coco,
that's making them involuntary cry, so...
Yeah, it was a weird one. So it's been out for ages, and it's one of those ones where I was like, I was like half inclined to watch it, but the missus got a 6-month trial of Disney Plus, and I was like, stick it on. It's fine. I'm not doing it today. I'm just gonna lie on this couch and hold my son, and probably snooze while he snoozes, and it'll be lit. And she put it on. And I was watching it. Basically, it's about this family who the matriarch and all other generations have said no music. Music is bad. It's like Footloose, but for music, sort of. So it's like, no music, you're not allowed to play music. We're a shoemaking family. You're going to learn how to make shoes and that's it, you little shit. And then it's based in Mexico. So Day of the Dead comes around. And Day of the Dead, they've got like traditions where you put out the photo of someone on I can't remember the name, it's like a pedestal thing. And that allows them to pass over from the like land of the dead to the kind of spirit, the human world, so they can visit the families and see how everything's going on. And it's basically the main character steals a guitar from a dead person, and that means he gets cursed. So he ends up basically half dead, half not dead, and then he has to get into this like the land of the dead to try and get the blessing of his family. But he doesn't want the blessing of his family because they've said, yeah, we're going to put some extra strings on that you agree never to play music. And then he's like, yeah, no problem. And immediately, as soon as he comes back, he grabs the guitar again. And it's like, you were gone a second. What are you doing, you little shit? He's like, no, I don't want your blessing if you can't play music. fuck you, I'm out. And then he runs away and there's this big adventure. And then you're just like, oh no. It's just, so good, man.
So is this anime dubbed or subbed?
It's, yeah, no, it's Disney, baby. So it's, yeah, it's actually, I've been listening to the soundtrack a lot and it's in Spanish
hold on. Is it like stop animation?
It's not stop animation. It's like classic Disney animation. It's very, very good. It's like, it's a weird one. So it is. It's like it's a big budget Disney film.
Something else. Sorry.
No, that's fine. Because it's a big budget Disney film. I think because it's like Spanish heritage roots, it didn't get as much press as other things like Frozen and that. But it's heavily
implying that Disney's slightly racist.
Not at all. It's just, I think,
or that Western
audiences
media
in
doesn't
Britain
give as much attention to progressive media as they should.
I just think it's the audiences in Britain especially, it's not something that we generally pick up. Like, I don't know a lot of people that go, oh man, I love Spanish speaking films and Spanish music. Although it's fucking phenomenal. Like, see,
we
the
just like the
brilliant.
reggaeton beat ripped and put into our own pop stars, yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm totally
10 out of 10.
everything you say, I'm just like, ha ha ha. Sorry.
10 out of 10 would recommend. Cried like a baby. Enjoyed it. I was very hungover and also lying on the couch holding my baby son while watching it going, man, I love you.
No, speaking of babies and crying, apparently that Cuties is as bad as everyone thought it was going to be.
I've seen
Really?
a clip of it.
Yeah.
Right.
I still haven't seen anything of it, so I will hold my thoughts and commentary till I never watch it.
No,
But,
I seen a clip of it literally this morning, and I was like, what?
It was funny because the whole woke media was sticking up for it. This film is just triggered out the reddies. But then apparently, like, folk have watched it and they're like, nah, it's actually quite disgusting. It's nothing they've made it out to be. There's like kids playing with used condoms and stuff. It's just loads of like really odd. Like, at one point, one of the kids like flashes everyone from the stage, and that. One of the kids like taking pictures of their genitals and posting it online and stuff. You're like, okay,
See, that's what happens when kids grow up too quickly, man. Like, let's be adults. Like, no, let's just be a kid and enjoy your time.
I think that's what that was the argument folk were making. Well, that's what the film's trying to say. But I was like, well, is it trying to say that, or is it actually just showing the worst of that without really going as far as making that contextually?
It's not. Yeah, they don't. It's not. It just comes across as perverted. It doesn't like.
It's just got like an 80-90% reviewer score on Rotten Tomatoes, 4%. Actual just user score 4%. Like, anyone who's watched it is like, no, this is actual trash, don't watch this. But then, you know, you got to take it with a pinch of salt. How many of those are actual
you do
reviewers?
Get review bombs as well. It's true. That's kind of fucky. Yeah, I don't that's creepy.
You'll not been watching much, Alex, will you?
Softcore maps.
I see you've not watched anything lately, have you?
No, I've been rewatching Glee because I've been
rewatching Glee.
How many times?
Only this is the second time I've watched it.
Oh, that's not that bad. I thought it'd more than that.
No, because I wasn't allowed to watch it when I was younger, so now I've watched it.
What?
Yeah. So I.
The scary influences of that kid in the wheelchair. That's what it was.
I think
the
it was more
was going to affect you and shape you as an adult.
And that kind of thing, but
it's a kid in the wheelchair.
I've been so I've been kind of rewatching that whilst I've been packing and unpacking and stressing and crying and just generally being a bit of a mess. But I don't know. I haven't really watched anything else apart from what I've been watching. Me and Ryan are still watching Jane the Virgin.
Nice.
And he pretends it's me, but it's not me.
Yeah, I've heard it come from his mouth. It's because Alex is watching it, like, so it's just because it's own day. And then randomly every other game say, come on, we're watching Jane the Virgin. Your mic's still on, Yagi.
Yagi's, he's so full of shit. I'm calling you out, Yagi. Just close. Because I know you listen to this podcast, asshole. He's
literally 4 weeks in the trot. I was listening back to the 2 last week and it was like, Yagi, where's intro? just like me.
I'm just calling him out.
I know
I
you're
just,
listening,
We
Yagi.
just slag him. That's all we do is slag him.
As we should.
Good kid. Good
If
kid.
anyone deserves it.
I've been trying to catch up on my CW shows, but oh god. I did. I caught up on Arrow and a couple of Flash, but I've still got Supergirl to go.
I need to
And
watch
don't-
Flash. That's the next one I want to watch is Flash because I can't
don't
watch them
know
all
if-
at the same time.
Yeah, that was it. Like, so I started watching The Boys, and I got like an episode in, and I was like, okay, this is what this is. Alright. I was like, it's amazing. You should touch watch. I'm like,
It
okay.
is good. It is good.
I will get into it, but oh god, I am genuinely for the first time in my life suffering superhero fatigue. I really am. I think
There is a
Aquaman
lot.
broke
lot.
my funny bone because Aquaman was just not good. I'm very psyched for Batman, Wonder Woman, all that jazz, like Justice League Snyder Cut, obviously, but there's enough time before those come out. I think I skipped the boat in Shazam, so I want to see Shazam, but
Shazam. I liked Shazam.
it's just because like I've got an old school affinity Shazam. I had like a really crummy VHS tape for like the 1960s cartoon series of Shazam. It's brilliant. Like the audio sounds canned as hell. It's really crappy. Like, oh, it was brilliant. It was just brilliant. I don't know why. I like the animated DC stuff where they have the actual like Shazam, Captain Marvel. Let's say what actually was before Marvel bought up the rights to that. He used to just be like it's just a kid like Billy Batson, and he'd get cornered, be like a baddie or something, and they're like literally got pinned to the ground, they're about to like kill him or whatever, and he's just like what you gonna say now, kid? He's like, Shazam. Oh, move! It just explodes. You're like, yes, Shazam! Like, oh.
To be fair, I really like the guy that plays Adult Shazam, Zachary Levi, is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
I think he's a great actor. Have you ever seen Chuck?
Yeah,
Chuck is
was
phenomenal.
great. Chuck was great.
So good.
That was like the best worst thing on TV.
So good,
like,
man.
next to Prison Break, it was definitely one of the best worst things on TV. I loved it.
I wore myself out. I've not finished it because I sat down and started watching it all at once.
Yeah, we
And then when
binged
it gets
through
like season 6 or 7, I was like, oh man, I've got Chuck fatigue. I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, it's
I can't do
there's
this.
nothing new to it, but he definitely he played the part well, and it was really good to see him transition for having done such a huge thing like that to actually getting Hollywood roles, you know.
By the way, he's got a really good voice as well. Have you ever heard Zachary Levi sing?
No.
He did stage productions and stuff. He's got a very, very nice voice, and he's handsome. I wouldn't kick him out of bed.
Oh, I say he charmed us all in his E3 moment a couple of years back. It was the Game Awards moment, sorry, a couple of years back, where he got up to give an award out, and he went to open the envelope, and he went, "What's this? Can't open because of microtransactions," and everyone laughed. he's a gamer. You can tell
He
he's
actually
a
is,
gamer. He games like us. He knows things.
Gamer bro. What? Gamer bro.
But yeah,
Legend.
I like him, man. It was weird as well because you watch him and Chuck, and the whole point of Chuck is that he is the most unlikely of secret agent types. He's very skinny, dorky, tall, lanky. But then he came out on stage at Game Awards with a jumper on, covering up them guns and that six pack. And then he's like Shazam. You're like, whoa, hold on a minute here. Like, this guy's buff. It's crazy the amount of work these people put into their bods.
Yeah, I could do that if I wanted to, right?
Yeah, me too.
Nah, not a chance. Not a fucking chance.
What?
I'm too lazy for that.
I really want to I want to see what Stephen Amell's doing next. Not Arrow. Now that Arrow's done. Who? Arrow, Green Arrow, the greatest DC superhero TV show of all time. Spawned the Arrowverse.
An episode or two.
Not to be confused with the Flarrowverse, because they started calling it the Flarrowverse because it was Flash and Arrow, but really it's just the Arrowverse. If you want to be technical about it. Yeah, he posted a couple of things on Twitter. They were cryptically hinting that he may be studying for a role as a wrestler. Not in wrestling, but I think there will be a movie of which you may be playing a wrestler.
If it's got Stephen Amell's abs in it, I'll watch it. That's generally
That's
the rules.
to be fair. He's and his brother is a wrestler. Little known fact: the Hangman Adam Page from AEW, I'm pretty sure, is his brother. Something Amell. Actually, Stephen Amell appeared in one of the early AEW pay-per-views as he was at the sidelines to support his brother on, but then one of the heels got in his face, so he got back in his face, and then he got in the ring and wrestled him the next time. Sorry. I'm not swearing, so the dark's coming out of me.
You just need to swear a bit more, Priv.
I love wrestling so much.
I don't.
Wrestling.
It's terrible. It used to be so good, and now it's so bad. Like, the acting's terrible, the promos are crappy, the booking's awful. There's talent out there, but no.
Have we had any more fallout from the stuff that went on last week?
Yeah, actually, CM Punk, an ex-WWE star, more famous for his huge pipe bomb that he dropped when he left. The pipe bomb is a little-known phrase when a wrestler goes off-script, live, on air with a microphone, and literally just came down, sat down, and slagged the entire company. Said stuff like that he'd like to think the company would be better hands when McMahon's dead, but let's face it, his dumbass children are going to be taking it over, and the mic got cut, and that was one of his last appearances. He tweeted out essentially to the entire WWE roster, just fucking do it. They were like, right? He's like, just do it. Can't fire you all. Just tell them no. How about you keep streaming, you keep doing your third party stuff and see what happens. And guaranteed the media backlash alone from him stamping down on you would make them turn coats. Having researched a little more into it, listened a little more into it among the wrestling elders like Jim Cornettes and what have you, they are very much of the, no, this shouldn't have been happening for the first instance, and it's quite surprising that McMahon did let it go on as long as he did. Some of the stuff that these people have done has arguably exposed the business, quote-unquote exposed the business. There's this old belief that wrestling is somewhat redeemable as not fake, quote-unquote fake. That's a harsh word to use because these people do physically throw themselves around the ring and through tables and whatnot.
It's choreographed.
Yes.
That's how I'd describe it.
Preordained is a phrase I like to use for it. And among the older set, they believe that to try and at least keep the illusion of the pantomime up, of the stage production up, you kind of need to not be married to or best buddies with your arch nemesis in the ring, you know? There was a case the past few weeks where one female wrestler's stalker appeared at her fucking door with a trunk full of tools, basically prepped to kill her. And she was there with another superstar, and they both managed to escape the house, flee, get hold of the police. But then the argument was being made among some of the older chaps, yeah, but they should have been fined. Like, what? Like, well, she's at a huge angle right now where she's supposed to be fighting this other wrestler, but they've been caught out as being best buddies and best pals, and really you're like, well, that's kind of insensitive. Literally.
Yeah, we almost got murdered by a stalker. You should not think because we're together.
But she really exposed the business, you know? So, I don't know, there's definitely two levels of thinking on it. I think when they're being flagrant enough that there is no showmanship left, I think that can be seen as an issue. Like, if you really want us to believe that you properly hate each other and this is a big feud, it's probably not a good idea that you are best buds. Again, Cornette cited an old example. The Iron Sheik and Rowdy Roddy Piper were once huge nemesis, and they were actually driving town to town together and they got caught with a speeding ticket, and the cops obviously leaked this out to the press that they don't actually hate each other, they're just the best buddies. We caught them in the car, they killed her, and they got fined back in the day, so it's again, it's still an interesting thing, but I think at the end of the day what McMahon says is gospel, so these people are going to have to lose these platforms by, I'm pretty sure, a correction to what I said last week, I said it was supposed to be start of September, but I think they gave them to the 3rd of October as the deadline.
That's a load of shit.
Yeah.
It's just shit, innit? But...
It's gross.
Like, here's other avenues that we could pursue if this whole wrestling thing, ends, or I get a crippling injury because this is a very, very physically demanding job, and you're going, nah, fuck you, wrestling or nothing, bitch. It's like, whoa.
I mean,
okay.
I think there's aspects of, like, you could in the past go and get things cleared by the quote unquote office, but it would also be hard to do so. And there were instances allegedly where people, film producers, were phoning up WWE and going, we've got a great role for this wrestler, we really want this wrestler, and people in the quote unquote office were going, yeah, but what about this guy? No, but maybe you want to use this guy instead. How about this wrestler instead? So you're potentially losing out on opportunities because someone above you just decides you're not who they want to be pushing at that moment in time. That to me is very snaky.
Yeah,
I think this is the beginning of the end, to be honest, and the downfall. I think WWE's always going to exist in some shape or form, but it could very much see itself become the homogenized Disney channel of WWE. Like, arguably Disney's getting a hell of a lot more adult these days. It's taken on a lot more franchises that they've allowed to continue with their R-rated stuff. Only time will tell whether that will continue, but certainly they run the risk of becoming the child-friendly, family-friendly channel that you sit your absolute wains down in front of, and not continuing the tradition of actually having older fans that still prop up their product. Still,
I just miss when they used to cut themselves with razor blades. That was shit. That was the shit, man. I love the old clips of like Hogan and stuff fucking fighting, and then you see him obviously nicking his head, going, "Oh, look, I've just cut myself with a razor blade." You're like, "You're a fucking maniac."
Again, I do like. I grew up the Attitude Era, so that stuff was amazing to me. But listening post haste to commentators from within the business going, no, these guys are getting paid jack shit as is. These guys certainly weren't, they were putting their bodies through a lot, and for some of them, they weren't climbing the ladder. This wasn't like a huge career path. They were only able to do it for 10, 20 years or something like that. But now we've extended it to putting people through tables, wrapping themselves in barbed wire, jumping off the tops of buildings and stuff, breaking their legs, breaking their limbs, putting themselves out of work for ages. For what? For a cheap pop, And as enjoyable as that is to watch as a fan of stunts like that, it is a bit odd to think back on. It reminds me that there was a wrestler called New Jack who wrestled in ECW. And his big thing was he would come out every other pay-per-view and quite literally just throw someone off a roof. They would go up to like the second tier, like you got the stands. You would have like a first tier of stands, and then like a second terrace of stands, stands for the fans. And he would set up a table and jump off of that second tier, or like the entrance, the big concrete entrance, or then they go further. They built a scaffold one time that went halfway up the goddamn arena, and they jumped off that. Every single time he done this, he seriously injured himself, broke bones, and was out of action for weeks to months. But then obviously it became this huge thing and this huge expectation that whenever he did come back, he would go to another higher height, another extreme length, another over-the-top thing, And realistically, he didn't get nothing out of it. Yeah, he's got the name, the hardcore name. He'll always be respected by that small sect of fans. But, is it really worth it? And then an argument was obviously made, like when people were chanting ECW at the guy who's just broke both his legs. They weren't chanting New Jack, they were chanting ECW. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not New Jack.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's the only follow up. It's good for that this
Okay.
week. I'm surprised you even asked. Why would you do that? Why would you bore yourself and the listeners with my wrestling fantasies? And
I just
I'm
like
not
to
going
what's
to
going
lie,
on.
I
Plus,
zoned
I
out
know
like
there's-
20 minutes ago. No idea what you're talking about.
Alex is like, what am I having at the pub? What shall I have at the pub? But yeah, I think that about wraps it
I'm
up,
going to
guys.
get more
Unless there's
glittery
anything else you want.
mango shots. I don't know what they are, but I want one.
Find out what they're called.
Yeah, go
Let
and
us
find
know
out what
for
the
next
glitter is, because that
week.
doesn't sound healthy.
It will be edible glitter. Obviously.
Aye,
they
like I
used
say,
to-
that doesn't sound healthy.
Mind they used to say there would be Goldschlager, that the little pieces
I
of
didn't
gold
piss
in it
glitter
cut
this
into
morning,
what
so I
you
think
got.
we're okay.
Goldslager was my wee go-to when I was feeling classy.
I'll let
Yeah, it
you
was,
know
good
what
fun.
it
They
is.
used to.
I'll let you know what it is. if I
Please
find
do.
out.
I would like to know, because I like delicious fruity drinks.
It's pretty good.
I don't care. If people are like, "Real things," I don't care. Okay? Go fuck yourself, idiot. I'll drink what I want. And that's the mark of a true man.
Language.
Confident in my sexuality. I'll have sex with men and women. I don't care. Fuck you.
That's my thing. You can't steal my thing, troll.
Sorry. but you get veganism in that, like.
That's true. Okay, you can have
You-
bisexuality. I'll let you have it.
Yes. Yeah, you've already got it, for fuck's
Let
sake.
you have it. I will
You get-
adorn you with the
stop hoarding all the
bisexuality
gimmicks,
torch.
Alex. God. But yeah, not to dehumanise sexuality, then, guys. You know,
We
you
would
do you. Who
never
gives a
do
fuck
that.
what
We
people
would
think?
never.
It's funny we can get away with it though, because we've got Alex, we've got the token non-binary and genderqueer and vegan and bisexual, and it's great. We can make jokes like that.
The token.
It's like that. That's like the
Glad I
classic.
could
I'm not
help.
racist, but it's like, oh no, you're probably racist if you say that, buddy.
Why do you think I have so many non-binary pals on my podcasts? Future-proofing my inevitable downfall.
I like that. I
It's
like
because
that.
you
a lot.
love me, Priv. It's because you love
Yeah.
Well,
That's
Yeah.
it is, yeah.
He's told me it finds you insufferable.
me. Yeah, probably true. I wouldn't blame him.
And on that note, guys, thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this, do like and subscribe. If you don't, you know, that's cool.
If you don't,
Yeah,
then you
I'm
don't support
fucking glad to-
trolls' bisexuality.
It's true. Yeah, if you don't like and subscribe, or you don't comment something about being a horny Asian, then I'm not happy. Okay, I'm disappointed. I'm giving you the disappointed dad look just now. I'm shaking my head slowly.
That's gonna get more
yeah,
horny
guys-
Asians, though. I mean, that's just.
That, to be fair, that was always my plan for this podcast. That was when I started. I went, do you know what I want? One day I want to have a comment section for the horny Asians on YouTube, and that's we're there. This is the
Look,
future.
Mom, I
baby.
made it.
Hey, look, Mo, I made it. But yeah, gang, have a great weekend. Catch you all on the flippity flop.
Bye.